Imagine this, GloRilla, one of the boldest new voices in hip-hop, quietly tailing Memphis legend Yo Gotti through the streets, but not for clout, not for headlines, for something way bigger. It started with a huge cash withdrawal at a bank, and what she uncovered next shocked everybody. From secret shopping trips to a rumored sacrifice that could cost Gotti millions, this story has everything: love, risk, and a twist you won't see coming. Stay locked in, because once you hear what GloRilla discovered, you won't look at Yo Gotti the same way again. Hey folks, buckle up, because today's story blends hip-hop intrigue with a dash of street-level mystery, and trust me, it's one you didn't see coming. At the center of it all, GloRilla, the fearless voice shaking up the rap scene, and Yo Gotti, Memphis royalty whose every move sparks whispers and speculation. But don't think of this as your typical celebrity sighting. This one is about quick instincts, sharp curiosity, and the kind of unexpected twist that turns a regular day into internet gold. Here's the setup. GloRilla happened to spot Yo Gotti at a Memphis bank, making what looked like a pretty hefty cash withdrawal. Normally, rappers moving money around isn't enough to stop the presses, but something about the vibe felt different. The timing, the energy, even the amount, it all suggested this wasn't just routine business. Instead of shrugging it off or scrolling past like most people would, GloRilla trusted her gut. She leaned in, convinced something unusual was about to unfold. And she wasn't wrong. What began as a simple observation morphed into a real-life detective moment, with GloRilla slipping into the role of a sharp-eyed investigator. And honestly, the way she played it was nothing short of legendary. But here's the kicker: GloRilla wasn't just wandering behind him aimlessly. She tracked the situation with precision, clocking every move and every turn, as though she'd been preparing for this kind of moment her whole life. GloRilla didn't miss a thing. She read every subtle move, every quiet gesture, tailing Yo Gotti through the streets of Memphis like a shadow. She wasn't reckless about it either. She blended into the backdrop, careful to keep her distance. And let's be real, not many people would dare. This is Yo Gotti, a man whose very presence commands respect across the city. But GloRilla's mix of street smarts and sharp instincts gave her the edge, allowing her to stay invisible while catching a glimpse of his next stop, a boutique where he seemed locked in on a mission. The surprise twist? He was shopping for a birthday gift for none other than Angela Simmons. For fans, this was a side of Yo Gotti almost no one gets to see. Usually, his image is all about power, money, and relentless hustle. But here, GloRilla uncovered a completely different layer: thoughtful, focused, almost meticulous. Inside the store, every choice he made carried weight. He wasn't there to flex or make headlines. He was there with purpose, carefully weighing his options to pick something meaningful. It was quiet, personal, and intentional. And GloRilla captured it all. From the way he considered each detail to the final selection, she revealed a glimpse of Yo Gotti that most people never even imagine: the private, vulnerable side of a superstar. And it didn't end there. GloRilla didn't just stop after one observation. She kept up, following the entire storyline as it unfolded, documenting every step like a frontline reporter. Soon, social media was buzzing. Fans crowned her the ultimate street-level detective, applauding her sharp instincts and fearless pursuit. This wasn't just some casual celebrity spotting, it was a real-life drama, unfolding in plain sight. Online, people couldn't get enough, reacting to every update she dropped, from the timing of the bank run to the boutique surprise. What started as an ordinary day in Memphis quickly turned into one of the most talked-about stories online, thanks to GloRilla's sharp instincts and fearless curiosity. At the center of it all were two familiar names: GloRilla herself, one of the boldest new voices in hip-hop, and Yo Gotti, the Memphis legend whose every move is watched with interest and speculation. It all began when GloRilla happened to notice Yo Gotti making a large cash withdrawal from a local bank. Normally, seeing a rapper handle money wouldn't raise eyebrows, but something about the timing, the energy, and the weight of the moment caught her attention. Most people would have shrugged it off, maybe gossiped about it online. But GloRilla trusted her gut. She decided to follow, convinced something bigger was unfolding. From that point on, she became a modern-day sleuth. Blending seamlessly into the Memphis streets, she tracked Yo Gotti without drawing attention, observing every subtle gesture and move. This wasn't a careless pursuit. It was careful, calculated, and surprisingly daring. After all, Yo Gotti isn't just any figure. He's a man whose presence commands respect in every corner of the city, often surrounded by protection and moving with precision. Yet GloRilla managed to stay undetected, her instincts guiding her like a detective on a mission. Her pursuit led to an unexpected discovery: Yo Gotti stepping into a boutique, clearly on a mission of his own. What she uncovered was far from what fans might expect. Instead of a flashy display or casual shopping spree, Yo Gotti was there for something personal, choosing a birthday gift for Angela Simmons. This moment peeled back a layer of Yo Gotti rarely seen by the public. His reputation often centers on power, wealth, and dominance, but in that boutique, he revealed a different side: thoughtful, deliberate, and precise. Every step he took, every option he considered, showed intention. It wasn't about showing off or flexing his money, it was about meaning, making sure the gift he selected carried weight. For Angela Simmons, the significance was clear. She isn't just a reality TV personality, she's a businesswoman, an influencer, and a style icon. A carefully chosen gift from someone like Yo Gotti isn't just material, it's symbolic, carrying thoughtfulness and depth. For GloRilla to witness this side of him, and for fans to see it through her lens, added a richness to the story that went beyond typical celebrity news. Social media lit up the moment GloRilla began sharing what she observed. Fans dubbed her the ultimate street-level detective, praising her audacity and precision. They celebrated her courage in following Yo Gotti through Memphis streets, tracking his moves, and capturing moments no one else would have seen. What began as a casual observation of a bank withdrawal evolved into a viral saga of curiosity, intention, and human connection. GloRilla's fearless instincts turned an ordinary outing into a story everyone wanted to follow, reminding us all that sometimes, the most unforgettable stories are hidden in the smallest details, waiting for someone bold enough to notice. Lately, whispers online suggest that Yo Gotti may be going to extraordinary lengths to prove his devotion to Angela Simmons. According to The Buzz, he's reportedly considering selling off a portion of his music rights, the very catalog that helped him build a multimillion-dollar empire, just to purchase a Lamborghini for her. Yes, one of the most iconic cars in the world, a symbol of speed, wealth, and status, allegedly being funded by a sacrifice that would make anyone pause. For most artists, the idea of parting with music rights sounds unthinkable. These aren't just assets, they are the lifeblood of an artist's legacy. Music rights fuel income for decades through streams, licensing, and royalties. To even contemplate giving that up is bold, risky, and undeniably dramatic. If the rumors are true, Yo Gotti isn't simply flexing for attention, he's making a statement. It suggests he's willing to risk something deeply valuable, not just for flash, but to impress someone he cares for and to create a moment fans won't stop talking about anytime soon. This possibility becomes even more striking when you consider Gotti's journey. He's not just a rapper, he's a strategist, a mogul, a businessman at heart. From grinding through the Memphis mixtape scene to building a catalog of hits that stretch across decades, his career has been defined by smart moves and long-term thinking. Selling music rights, however, flips that script. It means trading steady, guaranteed income for a one-time gesture, the kind of gamble most entrepreneurs would never take. Yet, if the goal is to buy a Lamborghini for Angela Simmons, it blurs the line between romance and showmanship. Fans are eating it up, seeing it as both a grand romantic gesture and a headline-grabbing move worthy of hip-hop royalty. It's important to remember what's at stake here. Every beat, every verse, every song in Yo Gotti's catalog represents years of sweat, sleepless nights, and careful investment. These are assets built to last, designed to carry wealth and influence far into the future. Selling even a piece of that legacy would be monumental. And that's exactly why this story has captured so much attention. It's not just about a car, or even the money. At its core, it's about love, risk, and the lengths someone might go to prove both. In essence, Yo Gotti's rumored move is like telling Angela Simmons, "I'm willing to put something of real value on the line for you." Within hip-hop culture, where status, credibility, and grand displays of success hold incredible weight, that kind of gesture lands far deeper than just a flashy birthday present. It signals admiration, respect, and a desire to be unforgettable. Angela Simmons herself is no stranger to attention-grabbing gestures. As Rev Run's daughter, a reality TV star, and a businesswoman in her own right, she's lived in a world where luxury and high-profile statements are the norm. For her, a Lamborghini wouldn't just be a jaw-dropping gift, it would be a carefully crafted symbol. Fans are already speculating online about which model Gotti might have chosen, what color it could be, and whether he'll customize it to Angela's exact taste. But beyond the car itself, the story is about risk, creativity, and storytelling through action, making a bold move designed to stand out and be remembered. Once GloRilla's footage made its way online, the internet erupted. Social feeds filled instantly with memes, debates, and fan theories. Some people couldn't stop laughing at the absurdity of GloRilla stealthily tailing a major rapper, while others praised her ingenuity and persistence. Many speculated endlessly about what Yo Gotti actually bought, while others marveled at the sheer determination GloRilla showed in documenting the entire journey. In today's digital culture, this is exactly the kind of story that grabs attention, and it did so on a massive scale. The personalities at the heart of the drama made it even more compelling. GloRilla, bold and unafraid, stepped into the role of fearless observer. Yo Gotti, powerful and precise, revealed a softer, more thoughtful side than fans are used to seeing. And Angela Simmons, stylish and influential, stood at the center as the recipient of it all. Put them together, and you have a story that feels part drama, part spectacle, and fully magnetic. GloRilla's ability to capture it without ever being caught added a new layer of respect for her awareness and timing, transforming a routine shopping trip into a narrative people can't stop dissecting. And the conversation didn't stop on social media. Podcasts, YouTube channels, and even news outlets picked it up, each dissecting GloRilla's detective skills, Yo Gotti's decision-making, and Angela's potential reaction. Was she touched by the effort? Did she even realize the extent of the sacrifice behind the gift? These questions only fueled the intrigue, turning what could have been a small private moment into a cultural talking point. So, what's the takeaway? First, that GloRilla is much more than an artist. She's a sharp-eyed storyteller who knows how to spot moments the world will care about. Second, Yo Gotti's actions revealed a rare personal side of him: thoughtful, intentional, and human. And third, it's a reminder of how quickly ordinary moments can explode into viral narratives in the social media era. A simple act of buying a gift became a story about love, risk, image, and curiosity. The perfect recipe for a moment the culture won't forget anytime soon. When moments like this are witnessed and documented with sharp attention, they can transform into stories that captivate thousands. At its core, this was more than just a rapper shopping in Memphis. It was a fascinating collision of street smarts, celebrity culture, and human curiosity that turned an ordinary outing into something unforgettable. So here's the recap. GloRilla spotted Yo Gotti making a big withdrawal, trusted her instincts, and followed him like a pro. What she uncovered was Yo Gotti carefully choosing a meaningful gift for Angela Simmons, a side of him fans rarely get to see. The footage hit social media, the reactions came pouring in, and before long the internet had turned the entire thing into memes, theories, and debates. But beyond the jokes, memes, and endless punchlines that surfaced online, this story carries a much bigger reminder. Curiosity matters, details matter, and real, unscripted moments often carry more weight than anything carefully staged. In a world where so much of celebrity life is curated, filtered, and choreographed for the public eye, GloRilla's bold decision to follow Yo Gotti gave fans a glimpse into something authentic. And that authenticity is exactly why people can't stop talking about it. GloRilla showed the world that she's not just a powerhouse on stage, dropping hits and commanding audiences with her energy. She also revealed another side of herself: an observer, a storyteller, someone who notices the tiny details that others miss and has the courage to act on them. In doing so, she turned what could have been a forgettable errand into a story that captivated thousands. Her willingness to step outside the box proved that star power isn't only about music videos, concerts, or award shows. Sometimes it's about perspective, the ability to see value in the ordinary and transform it into something unforgettable. Yo Gotti, on the other hand, reminded fans of something equally important. Even the most powerful and respected figures in hip-hop have deeply human sides. For years, his image has been rooted in strength, business acumen, and the kind of authority that comes with being a Memphis icon. He's someone who projects dominance in the music industry and in the streets. Yet, here he was, carefully browsing a boutique, weighing options, and trying to pick the perfect gift for Angela Simmons. That quiet moment of thoughtfulness showed fans a side of him that doesn't often make headlines, a side defined not by status or flash, but by intention and care. This combination, GloRilla's watchful eye and Yo Gotti's personal moment, created a cultural flashpoint. It wasn't just about celebrity gossip. It was about curiosity, humanity, and the power of being seen in an unguarded state. In many ways, this is why the story resonated so strongly online. People are tired of staged narratives, of Instagram posts that feel more like ads than glimpses into real life. They crave moments that feel raw, genuine, and unscripted. And this story, as unusual as it was, delivered exactly that. So the question lingers: Did GloRilla just earn herself the unofficial crown of Detective of the Year? To some, absolutely. Her instincts were sharp, her follow-through fearless, and her documentation precise. She captured a moment no one else would have noticed, and she did it without ever disrupting the flow of events. That level of observation takes guts, patience, and intuition. It's the kind of move that not only entertains fans but also elevates her image, showing she has the same hunger and resourcefulness off the mic as she does in the studio. To others, of course, the whole thing was just a funny side story, a quirky only in hip-hop moment that lit up the internet for a few days. And that's okay too. The beauty of stories like this is that they exist on multiple levels. On the surface, it's comedy. The idea of a rising rap star tailing a Memphis legend to uncover a surprise birthday gift. But look a little deeper, and it's also a story about risk-taking, about observing the world with fresh eyes, and about understanding that sometimes the smallest decisions can lead to the biggest cultural conversations. Either way, one thing is certain: Memphis, and hip-hop culture more broadly, thrives on the unexpected. Headlines don't always come from record releases or chart-topping singles. Sometimes, they come from the quiet, human moments, the ones no one planned to share. That's the beauty of this culture. It's alive, unpredictable, and constantly evolving in ways that no one can fully script. Think about it. If GloRilla had ignored her instincts that day, none of this would have happened. Yo Gotti's bank trip would have remained private, Angela Simmons' gift would have been exchanged quietly, and fans would have gone on with their day, none the wiser. Instead, because one person paid attention, trusted her curiosity, and followed the thread of a story, the world got a glimpse into something larger than the sum of its parts. It's a reminder that observation is powerful, and that storytelling can emerge from the most unexpected places. For GloRilla, this moment may well mark a turning point. She's already established herself as an artist with energy and vision, but this added layer of personality, this demonstration of her wit, bravery, and perspective, deepens her connection with fans. People don't just see her as a performer now. They see her as a character, a narrator, someone who shapes stories as much as she lives them. That's a rare quality, and it's what makes stars endure beyond their music. For Yo Gotti, the story works in his favor too. While rumors about Lamborghinis and music rights might be exaggerated or speculative, the undeniable part of this saga is that he was thoughtful. He was human. He was intentional. That contrast against his usual hard-edged image gave fans a new way to appreciate him, not just as a mogul or a rapper, but as a man making deliberate, personal choices. And for Angela Simmons, the recipient of all this attention, the moment reinforces her place in the cultural spotlight. She's not just a reality star or a style icon. She's someone whose presence inspires bold gestures, grand narratives, and cultural conversation. So what do we take away from all of this? Maybe it's simple. Curiosity pays off, attention to detail matters, and in the age of social media, real life is often more captivating than anything scripted. Stories like these remind us that celebrity culture isn't just about music, fashion, or wealth. It's about humanity, about moments of vulnerability, about actions that reveal character. And perhaps most importantly, it's about the fact that in Memphis, and in hip-hop as a whole, you never really know what's coming next. One day it's an album drop, the next it's a viral meme, and the day after that, it might just be a rising star turning detective for a day. Whatever the case, the culture never stops moving, never stops surprising, and never stops giving us something to talk about.